Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wealthy Life, a channel for your personal growth, awakening, and financial wisdom. Why do we often mistake yielding for weakness when it's actually a mark of supreme strength? Why do we admire people who never back down while quietly being saved by those who know exactly when to retreat, adapt, or even bow? In a world obsessed with dominance and control, we often forget an ancient truth. The strongest are not the most rigid, but the most adaptable. He who can bend can stretch. It's not just a poetic idiom. It's a survival strategy, a leadership principle, and often the difference between short-term pride and long-term power. The misconception: strength as unyielding power. Modern culture glorifies those who are unbreakable, leaders who never say die, heroes who stand their ground no matter what. Social media celebrates the bold, the loud, and the defiant, but reality tells another story. History, business, and even nature prove again and again the most enduring power lies not in resistance, but in adaptability. Think about bamboo in a storm. The oak may snap, but the bamboo bends, then rises again. Is the oak stronger or the bamboo smarter? Why do we resist yielding? 1. Ego and fear. At the core, refusing to yield often stems from ego, the fear of appearing weak, the anxiety of losing face. We equate giving in with surrender, but the truth is, it takes far more strength to choose restraint than to lash out. 2. Cultural conditioning. From childhood, many of us are taught to stand our ground and never give up. While perseverance is noble, it can become destructive if it blinds us to the value of timing and strategy. 3. Lack of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is about understanding the moment, when to push, when to pause, and when to pivot. Without it, pride often overrides perspective. The power of strategic yielding. Let's explore how bowing low often leads to rising high, and how powerful people throughout history have mastered this art. Story 1. Liu Bang, founder of the Han Dynasty. When Liu Bang was a young general, he was no match for the mighty warlord Xiang Yu. But rather than confront him head-on, Liu Bang retreated, appeased, and even played the fool. He absorbed insults and humiliation, not because he was weak, but because he saw further. He bided his time, built his strength, and eventually overthrew Xiang Yu to found one of China's greatest dynasties. Moral: temporary compromise is not defeat. It is often the foundation of future dominance. Story 2. Nelson Mandela's grace and power. After 27 years in prison, Nelson Mandela emerged not with vengeance, but with grace. He negotiated, forgave, and even served under the former regime before leading South Africa to freedom. Could he have demanded payback? Yes. Would that have led to peace? Probably not. Mandela's ability to bend, to listen, to compromise became the strength that held a divided nation together. Story 3. Steve Jobs' return to Apple. Steve Jobs was famously ousted from Apple, the company he co-founded. Many would have burned bridges. Instead, Jobs humbled himself, learned from failures at Next and Pixar, and returned wiser, more strategic, and ultimately transformative. Apple's golden era began not with defiance, but with redemption. When to bend. When the stakes are long-term, know the difference between a battle and the war. Some fights are distractions. When emotions run high, yield to clarity, not chaos. When power dynamics are shifting, adapting to new realities is not losing, it's evolving. How to cultivate the strength to yield. 1. Develop long-term vision. Ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years? Many ego battles are irrelevant in the bigger picture. 2. Practice strategic patience. As a Chinese proverb goes, endure a moment of anger and you'll avoid a lifetime of regret. 3. Strengthen emotional mastery. Yielding isn't about cowardice. It's about choosing your battlefield. Learn to respond, not react. 4. Redefine what strength looks like. Strength is not brute force. It is a discernment to adapt, the courage to wait, and the wisdom to let go when needed. In The Godfather, Michael Corleone waits silently at his father's hospital bed, understanding that restraint and observation will serve him better than immediate vengeance. In Game of Thrones, characters like Tyrion Lannister survive not through strength of arms, but by yielding smartly, playing the long game. In Kung Fu Panda, Master Oogway says, sometimes we must let go of the illusion of control. Even in animation, the lesson of yielding echoes deeply. A.S. Confucius said, the reed that bends the wind is stronger than the mighty oak which breaks in a storm. Why bending is the new strength. In a world moving at breakneck speed, where rigidity breaks under pressure, flexibility becomes the ultimate superpower. It allows for resilience, reinvention, and relevance. The greatest warriors don't win every battle. They choose which battles to fight. The best leaders don't shout, they listen. And the most powerful people, they know that bowing isn't losing. It's a quiet prelude to victory. Next time you're tempted to stand your ground in pride or fear, pause. Ask yourself, is this truly the strong thing to do, or just the loudest? Because true strength is knowing when to bend, so you never have to break. Don't forget to subscribe our channel, like and share the video. May you soon discover your true direction in life.